Good morning. I am the Code Enforcement Special Magistrate for today's hearing, and I want to begin by explaining how this process will work. Generally, we hear the building cases on the agenda first, and the city will call the cases as they appear on our agenda. If you've appeared at today's hearing, your case will be called before those cases where no one else has appeared, but that's only true if you have signed in. So if you have not signed in, please check with one of the officers in the rear of the chamber. Once your case is called, I ask you to come down to the podium on my right, over here. The city will put on its testimony and evidence first. You'll have an opportunity to review this evidence and ask questions of any of the city's witnesses. You will then have an opportunity to testify and present me with your own evidence. Once I have all the testimony and evidence, I will make a ruling. I will either enter a ruling today at today's hearing or within the next few days, which you'll receive a copy of. If you have any questions as we go through the process, please feel free to ask them. This is not a formal courtroom. However, the formal rules of evidence do not apply here. But despite that, all testimony is taken under oath under penalty of perjury. So if you're going to testify today, or you think you might testify, or there's a possibility that you might testify, I'd ask that you rise and raise your right hand so that you can be sworn in. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Florida? Go ahead.
For case number CE 25104-188, 427 Nathan Hale Road.
Good morning. Richard Pazmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement Officer. We received a complaint about the property at 427 Nathan Hale Road being overgrown and unmaintained. The property is a vacant lot. I initiated my inspection on October 7th, 2025. During this, I witnessed violations of 18106B, excessive growth, 7894C, swales parkways not being maintained over 6 inches, and 18106K, landscape maintenance. During research on the property, it was discovered that this is a repeat violation from a prior adjudicated case. That case number was CE 22080093 with the same violations. This case was cited and created on October 10th, 2025. The property and City Hall were both posted on October 14th, 2025, and certified mail was sent out October 16th, 2025. It was signed and received on October 23rd, 2025. I did have communications with the owner, Mr. Alejandro De Pena, over the phone and email. He had contractors go out to the property and fix the violations on October 15th, 2025. He provided me with photos of the job completion, and I went out and confirmed the same work that he sent me. It was completed. I went out on October 17th, 2025. So the property was in violation for a total of 8 days, from October 7th to October 15th. Since October 15th, I've frequently gone by the property. It has been maintained. It has been kept clean, free of dirt on the sidewalk, grass under 6 inches, mowed and cleaned. So the city is asking that the property be found in repeat violation for 8 days and assess a fine of $50 a day for the days out of violation, for a total of $400.
Thank you, Officer Pazmino. Special Magistrate of the City would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony into evidence.
Ma'am, can you tell me your name, please?
My name is Joanna Santiago.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Joanna Santiago.
Ms. Santiago, what is your position with the property owner?
He's my ex-husband.
He's your ex-husband?
Well, the dad of my kids.
And you're here on his behalf?
Yeah, because he doesn't live here. He's in Massachusetts.
Does he know that you're here on his behalf?
He told me to come for him.
I spoke to her before the hearing to try to have Mr. DePena reach out. He just sent an email right now. I'll attach it to the case, authorizing her to speak for him.
Okay. Ms. Santiago, do you have any objections to the photographs or documents that the city would like to put in evidence?
No, he's sending people to clean and maintain and have
Okay,
the.
hold on one sec. I'll let you. Just for the record, I'm going to accept into evidence the evidentiary case file, the city's composite exhibit. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah. He's been sending people to clean and maintain the sidewalk, and it's kind of hard because a lot of people pass by and they just throw garbage in there, and a truck went in and put garbage inside, and it's kind of hard to maintain it clean because, like I say, people throw garbage, but everything is trying to maintain.
Yeah, I certainly understand that it can be challenging, though. In this case, the city is charging this as a repeat violation, which means that they're going to be seeking a fine today. I will say they could have sought a much larger fine than they did. They're seeking $50 a day. I'm going to presume that that's the smaller fine is because the city perceives that you're cooperating and trying to maintain the property. Is that correct?
Correct, yeah, and they have been, like I said, since October 15th, they've been on top of it, making sure.
So I'm going to give them that smaller fine, but it's important that you let your ex-husband know that, you know, a second repeat violation, I doubt the city is going to seek such a small fine. They'll probably seek a much more significant one. And should I be the magistrate, I'd be much more inclined to give it to them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right. In case CE 251041188, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of the listed code sections. I find the violation is a repeat violation under the code of the city of West Palm Beach. I find the property was in violation for 8 days, and I assess a fine of $50 per day for the 8 days of violation for a total fine of $400. Thank you for coming in, ma'am.
23 CE 25104-175, 4210 West Terrace Drive.
I'm sorry, which number did you say?
Number CE 2510.
No, the number.
23.
23, okay, thank you.
Good morning, Kishana Watson-Foster, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. 4210 West Terrace Drive was cited on October 9th, 2025 for multiple violations, including sections 78-6-4, numbering color, 74-34-A-1-H, trash can in public view, 94-71-C, outdoor storage, 18-106-G, paint, 18-106-L, landscape requirement, 74-4-C-4, trees and edges, 34-103-A, junk abandoned vehicle, 94-446-2-C-3, tree abuse. Service was accomplished by both regular and certified mail sent on October 10, 2025. Certified mail was delivered and signed for on October 17, 2025. In addition, both the property and City Hall were posted on October 9, 2025. Photographs were taken during both my initial inspection and follow-up visit. These photographs accurately and truthfully depict the violations as I observed them. I did speak with the property owner who is here yesterday for the first time. On October 18, 2025, I revisited the property and found that the section 78-6-4 numbering colors is only one in compliance. Therefore, the city is requesting an additional 30 days to comply. If not achieved, $100 a day fine.
I'm sorry, what daily fine were you seeking?
100.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony into evidence.
Ma'am, can you tell me your name, please?
My name is Joelle Carvajal.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Joelle Carvajal.
Can you spell your last name for me, please?
Carvajal.
And you're an owner of the property, ma'am?
Yes.
Do you have any objections to the photographs or documents the city would like to put in evidence?
No.
That objection, I'll set those into evidence as city's composite exhibit. So tell me what's going on.
Honestly, I just haven't had the money or the time. I do work 2 jobs, 7 days a week. Why? I don't know why I'm emotional right now. So I just haven't had the money. We have had somebody come and give us a quote to do the yard work. He quoted us $3,500, so we're working on that. But the co-borrower was out of work for 6 months, so we are just getting caught up in like our mortgage, regular bills. So,
Ma'am, it sounds like you're having a difficult time. The city has asked me to give you an additional 30 days. Is that enough time for you?
yes.
It's okay to ask me for more if you need it, because it's easier for me to give it to you now than it is after the fact.
Okay, can I request 60 days?
What's the
I have
city's?
no objection to that.
All right, I'll give you the 60 days, but it's important that you stay in contact with the code officer and you make sure that you try to comply by those 60 days, because like I said, once those 60 days expire, then there's going to start being a fine, and that's going to be an issue, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, in case CE 25104-175, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of the listed code sections. Give the respondent 60 days to come into compliance, or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue. Good luck, and do work with the code officer, because they're going to try and help you, okay?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Number 21, CE 25104-200, 1914 37th Street.
Good morning, Kishana Watson Foster, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. 1914 37th Street was cited on October 16, 2025 for multiple violations, including Section 78-6-4, number and color, 74-3, 4-A-1-H, trash can in public view, 94-71-C, outdoor storage, 18-106-L, landscape requirement, 78-94-C, swells parkways, 34-102-A, junk abandoned vehicle, 78-1, obstruction of right-of-way. Service was accomplished by both regular and certified mail sent October 20, 2025. Certified mail was delivered and signed for on October 24, 2025. In addition, both the property and City Hall was posted on October 16th of 2025. Photographs were taken during both my initial inspection and follow-up visit. These photographs accurately and truthfully depict the violations as I have observed them. I have been in contact with the property owner before. On October 18, 2025, I revisited the property and found that only Section 78-6-4, number and color, is in compliance. Therefore, the city is asking for an additional 30 days to comply, if not achieve a fine of $100 per day.
How many days?
30 days,
And the fine amount was
100.
100.
Thank you, officer. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony into evidence.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Tyson Gaines.
I'm sorry, Tyson.
Tyson Gaines, G-A-I-N-E-S.
Mr. Gaines, what's your relation with the owner?
It's my mother and father's house.
And do they know that you're here on their behalf?
They do.
Does the city have any objection?
No objection.
The dad did state he was going to be here.
Sir, do you have any objections to the documents and photos that the city would like to submit in evidence?
I don't have any objection to them coming in. I have a challenge to whether they constitute violations, but not to
All right.
their
Well,
evidentiary value.
Let me, for the record, admit the file into evidence, the city's composite exhibit, and go ahead.
I'm sorry?
Go ahead, the floor is yours.
Okay. We've had multiple conversations with the code enforcement officer, tried to get in compliance. I think she admitted that the first one, 7864, has been complied with as it relates to the numbers on the home.
The numbers, yes.
The last two specifically related to the vehicles, 78-1 and 34-102A. These vehicles are not inoperable, nor are they junk. They have been complied with, so they now are not over the sidewalk. I believe that was one of the issues. They've been moved. They're not over the sidewalk. In fact, code officer here today was nice enough to say that the cars were fine. So I'm hoping we can get those two resolved today.
All right, let's
sorry?
let's do these one at a time. All right, so your assertion is that you're not in violation of 34102A because the cars are not junk or abandoned, and you're not in violation of 78-1 because you're not blocking the sidewalk. So let me hear from the officer on those two.
So if you look at the photographs taken, the vehicles are still blocking the sidewalk, and there's vehicles still without tag. So they are still in violation, as of yesterday, if you look at that one.
So the officer is telling me, as of yesterday, you still have vehicles without a tag, and
If you
they're
look at
still
that picture there as well.
blocking the sidewalk.
Correct.
Okay, so the one vehicle has no tag on it. It has a tag, it's just not active. The vehicle is still operable, that's why we moved it out of the road.
Yeah,
back
under
into
the code, if it doesn't have a tag on it, it's considered inoperable. So you have to
Okay,
put a
so
tag on it.
We'll put the tag on it, no problem. The vehicle is not crossing the sidewalk.
If you look at that picture right there, that was yesterday. It is crossing the sidewalk on both sides.
I'm going to request that I can finish my statement without being cut off.
Fair enough. How is
Okay.
that not blocking the sidewalk?
Okay, so as you guys are aware, in this neighborhood, there's mostly two-car parking, two-car space. Sometimes coming in and out of the house, there is a slight infringement against the sidewalk, but the vehicles are not parked like that at nighttime or any long-term capacity. So I don't know what constitutes parking if we're not allowed to use the sidewalk in
That
any
pretty
form.
much constitutes obstructing the sidewalk.
Okay, so if we cross the sidewalk in any form, it's a violation.
Yeah, you have to leave
Okay.
the sidewalk unobstructed.
Okay, so we'll make sure that's adjusted if we can get time for that. I would like to really spend my time on the other issues related to the sod.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Well,
Which code section are we talking about?
yeah, this is 18-106I and 74-34-A-1H. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. 18-106I, landscape requirements. So this specifically relates to the sod. We've been dealing with this issue for years. There's a complexity of problems here. We've resodded that specific area 6 times in about 4 years. The grass does not grow. The grass does not grow because the tree roots from the trees that are put in based on all of these different ordinances that the city of West Palm Beach has, where these trees cannot be removed. In fact, you cannot infringe on them. You cannot cut them with a lawnmower. You cannot trim them even 1/10 of their diameter. And so what happens, as you can see, the mulch bed is about 4 feet high. Not only are those roots growing in such an aggressive manner that the grass will not grow in certain areas because the roots consume all of that area. So even if we replace it, it's not effective. And so we'll be back here and back here and back here again. The other issue, and we pointed this out to code enforcement, it continues to not be addressed by the city. There are 3 trees. All of them are protruding up to the point where not just preventing grass from growing, they're lifting up the sidewalks. And we have elderly women and we have children that ride bicycles around that area every day. We've already had 2 people trip. When we get sued for negligence due to maintenance, all we can say is it's not our sidewalk. We have a documented history, 3 years of asking the city to come out, deal with these trees. They came out and dealt with
Mr.
one.
Gates, and I don't mean to trivialize what obviously is an important issue, and clearly whatever the issues on your property are, the sidewalk should be maintained if it's the city's responsibility. That's well beyond the scope of my
This
authority.
is not beyond the scope because we cannot be in compliance. If the roots are growing to the point where the sidewalk is lifting up, grass cannot catch. So if we resod it, we're now wasting our money. That's a legal tax. That's an imposition of tax unconstitutionally.
Well, hold on a second. You can't comply because the tree is causing issues with the
Yes,
sidewalk?
I'll explain it to you again. If we put down the sod, which we've done 6 times, it will not catch. When it dies, this beautiful code enforcement officer will be back at our house finding us again.
Mr. Gaines, stop for a second. I can tell you're frustrated both with the code and it seems like you're frustrated with me.
I'm not frustrated at all.
I can tell you, generally speaking, saying something like, let me explain it to you again to me, is not going to make me inclined to listen to you again. It's going to make me generally think that
That's
you're being...
unfortunate.
Yeah, well, it is a little unfortunate.
Okay.
I'm here to try and understand the facts of the situation as best as I can and make a ruling as best as I can. When you become angry at me and hostile to me, it doesn't help me reach a decision. It just
Okay,
makes
if
me
this
think that
appears
it makes
angry
me
to
think
you-
that you're probably not working very well with the code enforcement officer either.
I think we have a great relationship. She'll tell you that. But if you would like me to rephrase, I'll happy to try to do that.
So this is why I don't understand. So your complaint is that there's an issue with the sidewalk, and that means that you can't sod your grass. First of all, there's nothing in the code that requires you to sod it. It simply has to have some kind of ground cover that complies with the city. So how to reach that, I don't give advice on that. The only job that I have, and this is, I just want to make it clear because you seem to think I have a broader scope of authority than I do. The only job I have is to hear the facts and decide whether they constitute a violation of the code as is written. I'm not a judge. I'm a special magistrate for code enforcement, which means I have a very limited scope of authority. And so when I look at that ground, it looks as if it is bare, which means that it has not met the requirements of the code. Now, you're telling me you can't sod it? I don't know. Maybe you should use a different ground cover. I don't know. But I don't give you the solution. I just identify whether or not it's in compliance. Do you understand?
Sure. Would you like me to try to explain to you again?
Give it a shot.
Okay. So whether it's mulch, grass, or whatever else the city of West Palm authorizes to cover up sod, dirt with, the reality is we've tried all of those. I don't know if you heard me, but for 6 or 7 years, we've tried multiple different things to stay in compliance with the city. If it is not practically feasible, then you cannot fine me because there's no way for me to comply. If you do, that's fine. I have a record here today, and we'll take the appropriate action from there. It's no problem.
Okay. What else do you want to tell me?
Excuse me?
What else would you like to tell me?
That the bin area has been complied with. We're adding more bushes today so that the bins that are alleged to be seen from public road will be in compliance by the end of today.
That's 7434A1H,
Correct.
the trash bins in public view.
9471C is what I see it as.
Oh, your outdoor storage.
It would be both, because they're both at the same area.
So, okay, so can I get some clarity on that?
All right, let me hear from the city on the issue of the ground cover.
I mean, for us, the landscape just needs to be met, and I told them multiple times. When they addressed the sidewalk issue, I gave them public works contact, because we don't do sidewalks. That's a public work issue, so I did let them know, like, for us, the ordinance states it has to be covered. It needs to be covered.
All right, Mr. Gaines, is there anything else you want to tell me?
No, sir.
The city wants to give you 30 days to bring this in compliance. Is that enough time for you, sir?
No, I request 60.
I'm sorry?
I'm requesting 60. 30 is not enough time. I need to get a legal advisory from the city as to how to comply.
What's the city's position on 60 days instead of 30?
It's okay with me.
All right, in case CE 25104200, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of the listed code sections to give the respondent 60 days to come into compliance, or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue. Good luck, sir.
Have a great day.
'19, case number CE 25104-150, 1461 North Mangonia Drive.
He'll need to be sworn in, sir.
Whenever you're ready.
He'll need to be sworn in, sir. They just came in.
Sir, have you been sworn in?
No, I haven't been sworn.
Could you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Florida?
I do.
All right, good morning. Code Officer K.T. Weaver with the City of West Palm Beach. While patrolling in my zone, I observed several violations at 1461 North Mangonia Drive. I took photos of the violations, which accurately and truthfully depict the violations observed. I initiated my investigation on October the 3rd of 2025, citing multiple violations. Some have been complied. The remaining violations are 78-94-C, swells and parkways, 94-442-E, landscaping of swells and parkways, 94-71-C, outdoor storage, 94-446-2-B, tree trimming, and 18-106-A, clean and sanitary. The notice of violation was posted at the property and City Hall on October the 3rd of 2025. The affidavit of posting was completed on October the 3rd of 2025, and a copy was placed in the case file. Certified and regular mail was sent to the mailing address listed on PAPA on October the 10th of 2025, and certified mail was signed for. I revisited the property on November the 17th of 2025 and observed the property still in violation of all the violations previously listed. Reinspection photos were taken showing the remaining violations. They were uploaded to the case file. I spoke briefly to the property owners who I had a couple of questions. The main question was the swell area, and said that they had approval by a deputy mayor of someone that I'm not familiar with that said that area was okay. The city is requesting an additional 120 days to gain compliance, or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony into evidence.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Sylvester McKinnon.
Mr. McKinnon, do you have any objection to the photographs or documents the city would like to enter in evidence?
I haven't really looked at them. I was reading down as to the particular document that she just went through with on the screen.
Which document, sir?
The first one.
Cynthia, can you call that back up? I'm sorry.
Okay.
Monique.
Okay, would you go back to the first one? That's part of the violence. Yes. Back to that one.
Just stay on the first.
Okay.
Yes, stay there for a minute.
That's the one concerning the sod. And
Mr. McKinnon, do you have an objection to the photograph?
yes, but the only objections I have is not the fact that under the landscaping name under 44-4421E.
So you don't think you're in violation, but I just need to know whether the photographs are objectionable. I'll
No,
let you
it's
make,
not.
I promise, sir, I'll let you make the argument as to whether you're in violation, but right now, for evidentiary purpose, I need to know if you object to the photograph.
Yes, the violation, yes. Based upon the photograph is true. But
Okay, well,
according-
I think you can argue about what the photograph depicts, but I'm going to admit the photographs into evidence as city's composite exhibit, okay? So
Yes, sir.
tell me why you think you're not in violation.
because under the landscape, under
Under the what?
Under 94-442E,
Okay,
it allows to either have grass or ground covering, which was approved by the city. And the ground covering there is used for ground cover.
okay, so if I
But
understand,
this
sir,
is
let me make sure I understand what you're trying to tell me. So you're trying to tell me that you don't think you're in violation of 94-442E because you have that brown ground cover instead of grass.
Yes, sir, because
Okay, let me ask the city, why did you cite 94-442E?
because that's not approved ground cover. Not only that, but even the flowering plant that you see there, the railroad tie type border, none of that is approved by the city, and mulch as well, because every time with the mulch and any type of, that type of material, when it rains, it gets different places. It goes into the storm drain, but that is not an approved planting other than sod with the city.
According to the code, 944.
Well, sir, the code section does say ground cover approved by the city or natural grass. What the city's argument is that what you have there is not an approved ground cover.
But under the code,
Just for clarification to help him understand, can you give him some examples of what of approved ground cover are under the code?
Other than sod, there's a couple. Off the top of my head, there's peanut, perennial. There's also sunshine, mimosa. There's about 4 or 5. If he needs me to give him that list of those, I can do that. But it's only about 4 or 5, and those will only grow. They don't grow over 6 inches, but it definitely has to be in its greenery, so it will absorb water and that sort of thing. I have it here, so I can show you. I can show him if need
Yeah,
be.
can you share that with him, please?
Yes.
Because I think he clearly needs some direction here.
This is approved planting. The city is what they approve. These are approved planting. You can have that if you don't want to sod.
yes,
Okay?
okay.
All right. Did you need to see it, sir?
No, no.
Okay. I'm going to let you have this, so you'll have it. Okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, sir, is there anything else you want to tell me?
No,
Mr. McKinnon? Go ahead.
Sorry. I was misunderstood because about 15 years ago, one of the reasons that started off all of this is that the street, the mayor, and what you call it, they had to put speed bumps on the street. And the reason is that I'm right on the curve of the speed bump where they get ready to turn around. And for about 2 years in a row, they would come through there so fast until they would wipe out the mailbox and everything that was there. And when they're doing so, they would just tear up everything. So they put in the speed bumps there. And even when they did, the following year, I had one car to run over the mailbox, and it was under the car. So I had to call that morning.
Sounds like you've had a very challenging address, sir.
Yes, because it was right at the curve where everybody be speeding, especially if they came off of Australia and the police running them, they would wipe it out. And I went to the mayor and they put in the speed bumps and things. And I gave me permission to put the chips and the flowers there. And it's been there for like almost 20 years now. And when I
Mr. McKinnon, while I do appreciate the challenges that you've had, you still have to stay within the requirements of the code, and that means to put on a surface that's appropriate. It means that the swales and the parkways have to be sodded. The trees have to be trimmed. I can give you time, because I know it can take some time to do this, but it still has to be done. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How much time do you need?
Probably about 30 days to get everything took up.
Officer Weaver, what was the time frame that you had suggested?
I was given 120 days due to the scope of it and their age and everything to make sure that they have time and not overdo it trying to get it done.
Yeah, the city is suggesting 120 days because there is a fair amount of work to do on this property. And I'm inclined to give you that because there's a fair amount of work to do on this property, and I want to give you time to do it.
All right, thank
So
you.
I'm going to give you the 120 days. What was the fine you were seeking?
$400 a day.
I'm going to set the fine to $200 a day, but it's still a lot either way, which means that you really have to take advantage of that 120 days. I'd also recommend, Mr. McKinnon, that you stay in contact with Officer Weaver, and you can, and maybe even have, at one point have her come to the property and talk to you about the violations, because I did sense today that there was some confusion on your part about what you needed to do. Do you understand, sir?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm going to ask Officer Weaver to meet with you at some point to walk the property with you a little bit. But in CE 25104-150, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property is in violation of the listed code sections. I'm going to give the respondent 120 days to come into compliance, or a fine of up to $200 per day may issue. Good luck. I hope you're able to address this.
Thank you.
All right.
Number 1, case number CE 25104-180, 803 20th Street B.
Hello, good morning. Donald Lattimore, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement Officer. I received an in-person complaint from a tenant living at 803 20th Street, specifically Unit B. The tenant complained about pests, in particular termites, an unsecured toilet, a stove that was not properly working, and stairs that needed to be repaired. I completed an initial inspection on October 7th of 2025 and cited the property for multiple violations. I completed a re-inspection on November 18th of 2025 with the property owner and the tenant, and observed the property not to be in compliance with the following code sections. 18103G, the toilet is still not properly secured to the floor. And 18103H, due to the toilet not being properly secured to the floor, it is not properly sealed, so water is actually getting under the toilet as well. Please note code sections 18997A and 18106A have been complied. So there's only 2 code sections remaining that needs to be complied. The city issued a notice of violation to the property owner, which identified the violations, my contact information, and notice of this hearing date. That notice of violation was noticed by certified and regular mail on October 17th of 2025 by the city's clerk, and I posted a notice of violation at the property and City Hall on October 10th of 2025. I also completed the affidavit of posting on October 10th of 2025. I took the photographs at the initial investigation and when I revisited the property, and these photographs accurately and truthfully depict the violations I observed during my investigation. Please note some of the pictures appear to be dark. That was a mistake on my behalf. I did not have the flash on for a few of the photos, but added documentation to the case. The property owner is not present, but I have been in constant contact with the property owner throughout this process. We discussed getting the toilet properly secured during the inspection. So with that being said, the city and the property owner is requesting an additional 30 days to comply. If no compliance, $100 per day.
Thank you, sir. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony into evidence.
Without objection, admitted into evidence, the city's composite exhibit. Ms. Williams, can you swing back up to the top photos again? So all of this that I'm looking at now, this is complied?
Yes, in the re-inspection photos, you'll see they worked very hard to bring it up to compliance, and I was able to walk up and down the stairs.
That's a lot of insects.
Okay. I was able to get up there and up down the stairs. Yes, they cleaned it. They cleaned it all. Yep.
All right. In case CE 251, thank you, Ms. Williams. In case CE 25104-180, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I found the property in violation of Code Section 18103G and 18103H. Respondent, considering the condition of the toilet needs to be repaired. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property in compliance, or a fine of $100 per day may issue. Sorry.
Thank you.
Number 2, case number CE 2509434, 506 48th Street, complied. Number 3, case number CE 2510461, address 962 30th Street, rescheduled. Number 5, case number CE 25104-206, 909 West Lakewood Road, complied. Number 6, case number CE 25104-181, 936 McIntosh Street.
Good morning. Richard Pasmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement Officer. A complaint was received about the conditions at this property, including outdoor storage. I initiated this case on October 10th, 2025. At the time, I observed the property was in violation of 18106B, excessive growth. The front yard had overgrown grass, weeds, vegetation growing in the cracks and on non-landscaped areas, hedges, unmaintained overgrowth on all areas. 18106A, the sidewalks, driveways, and surfaces that are dirty, stained, mildewed, that need pressure cleaning. 94446-2E, edging required for the vegetation growing in the street, curb, sidewalks, and non-landscaped areas. The other violations have been brought into compliance. The property was posted at City Hall on October 14th, 2025. The affidavit of posting is in the file. Certified mail was also sent October 16th, 2025. It was signed and received on October 20th, 2025. I spoke to a resident of the property while posting the violation. I've had no further contact, and as of yesterday, those 3 code sections are still out of violation. The 2 code sections on there, 7434A1H and 9471C, were brought into compliance on the compliance deadline. The city's recommending 30 additional days to comply those 3 violation sections. Sorry.
Sorry, one more time. Which 3 are the clean and sanitary,
The
right?
3 remaining are the 18106B for excessive growth. The yard still remains overgrown. 18106A for clean and sanitary, the pressure washing of the driveway, sidewalk. And 94462E for the edging of the vegetation growing out of non-landscaped areas.
So basically what they did is they removed the trash can and the outdoor storage.
Correct, yeah. And the city is recommending 30 additional days to fix the remaining violations, or we're asking for a fine of $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you, sir. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony as evidence.
Without objection, so admitted. Do you think 30 days is enough time for them to do this?
It is, yes.
All right, case CE 25104-181, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient enough on the property in violation of 18106B. There's excessive growth on the property, 18106A. The structure and driveway need to be pressure washed, 94446-2E. The edging needs to be done. Respondent has 30 days or a fine of $100 per day, Measure.
Thank you.
Police cases are being called at 10:30. Number 11, case number CE 25104-262, 1040 Omar Road.
Good morning. Raphael Forrester, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited for several violations, however, one remains. The property was cited on 10/27/25 and posted on 10/29/25. Service was accomplished by certified mail sent on 11/3/25 and signed on 11/12/25. I have been in contact with the owner of the property. The only violation that remains is 94487B3, restricted vehicle storage. I observed 2 trailers in the driveway that need to be removed or screened in on all 3 sides. All photos accurately depict and truthfully was inspected by me and taken by me. As of 11/17/25, the property was not come into compliance. Therefore, the city is asking for another additional 30 days for them to come in compliance. Then the city will ask for $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you, sir. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony into evidence.
Without objection, so admitted. So basically, we're talking about these 2 trailers, and the city believes they're commercial vehicles in violation of the code?
Correct.
Have you had conversations with the owner?
I have. This
Understand they
morning,
have to move
he
these
did call
things?
me this morning, knowing that it was down to the line. Told him it was kind of too late, so I'd come out after magistrate meetings and go take a look.
All right, case CE 251046262. I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient, I find the property in violation of 94487B3, which is 2 commercial vehicles are on the property. Respondent has 30 days to bring them into compliance or fine of $100 per day may issue.
Number 12, BA 251000023, 901 Omar Road, close. Number 13, case number CE 25083931, 622 El Prado.
Good morning. Rafael Forrester, Code Enforcement Officer for the West Palm Beach. This property was cited on 8/1/25 and posted on 11/3/25. Service was accomplished by a certified mail on 11/5/25 and was not returned. I have been in contact with the owner. This property had several violations. Only one remains. 94442C-1, areas need grass. I observed areas where the vehicle is stored, where the grass is, vehicle is parked on top of it. All photos accurately and truthfully depict the violations at the inspection. As of 11/17/25, the property has come into compliance. Therefore, the city is asking additional 30 days for compliance. If they do not come to compliance, then the city is asking for $100 until compliance is achieved.
Thank you, sir. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony into evidence.
Without objection, so admitted. So let me just basically understand here. So basically, he was parking his cars on the grass, an unapproved surface, and to comply with that, move the cars, he found the grass was...
All he has to do is move the vehicle and put grass down.
So basically, yes, just fix his grass. All right. And 30 days is more than enough time for that.
Correct.
All right. Case CE 2508391, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient, I find the property in violation of 94442C1. After resod the dead grass, respondent has 30 days or a fine of $100 per day may issue.
Number 14, case number CE 25104190901 901 Omar Road.
Good morning. Rafael Forrester, Enforcement Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. The property was cited on 10/8/25 and posted on 10/10/25. Service was accomplished by certified mail on 10/5/25 and was not returned. I have been in contact with the owner. This property was cited for 94462B3 hat rack. I observed a tree with severe cuts in the limbs. And the other violation was 9448D1, tree alteration, no permit. All photos accurately and truthfully depict the violation at the initial inspection. As of 11/17/25, the tree has been removed. Therefore, the city is asking for a one-time fee of $250 and to apply for an alteration permit.
Thank you, sir. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony into evidence.
That objection so admitted. Did you talk to the homeowner here?
Yes.
I mean, they didn't argue that that was hat racking, right?
No, he did not.
I mean, I've been doing this a long time, and sometimes hat racking can be debatable. Not this time.
Not this one.
No, that's, well, I guess he was clearly removing the tree, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, in case CE 2510419, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 94448D1 and 94462B3. I hereby find that in response to the hat racking, the ICE has to find the amount of $250, and I order the respondent to obtain a tree alteration permit. How many days did you say, 60 days?
30.
Does that work, or? I didn't write down what you asked. Did you ask?
I asked for 30.
All right. I'm sorry, you asked for 30?
Yes.
All right. To obtain an alteration permit within 30 days.
Is there a fine if they don't obtain the permit within 30 days?
Yeah, $100 per day.
Number 15, case number CE 251040202, 1320 11th Street.
Good morning, Code Officer KT Weaver with the City of West Palm Beach. While patrolling in my zone, I observed several violations at 1320 11th Street. I took photos of the violations which accurately and truthfully depict the violations observed. I initiated my investigation on October the 16th of 2025, citing multiple violations. Some have been complied. The remaining violations are 94-446-2-E, edging, 18-106-A, clean and sanitary, 22-441, rental license, and 22-32-A, certificate of use. The notice of violation was posted at the property and City Hall on October the 17th of 2025. The affidavit of posting was completed on October the 17th of 2025 and a copy placed in the case file. Certified and regular mail was sent to the mailing address listed on PAPA on October the 25th of 2025, and the certified mail was returned. I revisited the property on November the 17th of 2025 and observed the property still in violation of the violations previously listed. Reinspection photos were taken showing the remaining violations. They were uploaded to the case file. I've had no contact with the property owner. The city is requesting an additional 30 days to gain compliance or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you, Officer Weaver. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony into evidence.
Without objection, so admitted. Officer Weaver, tell me about the violations, the edging and the clean and sanitary.
Clean and sanitary, there's still trash and debris on the property. Pressure washing, that's for that one. And then the edging along the street and the sidewalk and the property. Some work has been done. The outdoor storage, originally I cited, that has been removed. There has been some trimming of the trees, cut back some, and grass cut. But that, and then there's no rental license or certificate of use, and there is someone living in the property. That's not the owner.
So the grass and overgrowth are infringing on the walkways?
Yes, sir.
And that continues to be true?
Yes.
And the building has needs to be cleaned?
That and the
painted?
sidewalks and all the trash and debris and that remains on the property needs to be cleaned up as well.
And you know this is a rental property because somebody's living there?
Somebody's living there, and I did get a copy. It's in there, the water bill that's under Jackie Wright, who is not the owner of the property. So that was another sign for me.
Okay. In case CE 25104-202, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I found the property in violation of 94462E edging as the overgrowth and grass is infringing on the right-of-way, 18106A, clean and sanitary, trash and debris, and 22441, a rental license is needed, and 2232A, certificate of use. Respondent has 30 days to come to compliance or fine of $100 per day may issue.
Thank you.
Number 16, case number CE 250941113, 1377 11th Street.
Morning again. Code Officer KT Weaver with the City of West Palm Beach. While patrolling in my zone, I observed several violations at 1377 11th Street. I took photos of the violations, which accurately and truthfully depict the violations observed. I initiated my investigation on September the 18th of 2025, citing multiple violations. Some have been complied. The remaining violations are 18-106-G, paint and paint touch-up, 18-106-A, clean and sanitary, 74-34-A-1-H, trash can in public view. The notice of violation was posted at the property and City Hall on September the 18th of 2025. The affidavit of posting was completed on September the 18th of 2025, and a copy was placed in the case file. Certified and regular mail was sent to the mailing address listed on PAPA on September the 30th of 2025. Certified mail was signed for. I revisited the property on November the 17th of 2025 and observed the property still in violation of the violations previously listed. Reinspection photos were taken showing the remaining violations. They were uploaded to the case file. I have spoken to the property owner who is working hard to comply the remaining violations. The city is requesting an additional 30 days to gain compliance or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you, Officer Weaver. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony into evidence.
Without objection, so admitted. So while Ms. Williams is calling that up, the property needs to be painted or cleaned?
Clean and sanitary, be trash debris or and/or pressure washing. Painting would be the, hold on, let me make sure, the fascia. They had to replace some of the trim and fascia boards around the roof structure. So the boards have been replaced, but the painting of them needs to be done.
All right, so they replaced some boards but didn't paint them. They still have trash and debris on the property. And I
They
guess
need to pressure wash, and then the trash can, they need to move, needs to move that. And I have been speaking with them on multiple occasions, the owner and as well as her sister who is assisting her. And she asked for additional days. I gave the 30 days because she asked for less than that, but I gave the 30 days because of what's remaining. It's not a lot to do. They're about 90% of the way complete.
Okay. All right, in case CE 250941113, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of listed code sections. I adopt by reference the testimony of the code officer. So the nature of those violations, I give the respondent 30 days to come to compliance or fine of $100 per day may issue.
Number 17, case number CE 251041155, 1460 North Mangonia Drive.
Good morning, Code Officer KT Weaver, the City of West Palm Beach. While patrolling in my zone, I observed several violations at 1460 North Mangonia Drive. I took photos of the violations, which accurately and truthfully depict the violations observed. I initiated my investigation on October the 3rd of 2025, citing multiple violations. Some have been complied. The remaining violations are 94-442-E and 18-106-I, the landscaping of the swells and parkways and the maintaining the landscape. The notice of violation was posted at the property in City Hall on October the 8th of 2025. The affidavit of posting was completed on October the 8th of 2025 and a copy placed in the case file. Certified and regular mail was sent to the mailing address listed on PAPA on October the 17th of 2025. The certified mail was returned. I revisited the property on November the 17th of 2025 and observed the property still in violation of the violations previously listed. Reinspection photos were taken showing the remaining violations. They were uploaded to the case file. I have spoken to the property owner who is working to comply the remaining violations. The city is requesting an additional 30 days to gain compliance or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you, Officer Weaver. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony as evidence.
Without objection, so admitted. So tell me about the landscaping here. What's the issue?
They have done some siding. There's still a couple of areas where it's bare and needs sod. That's like the biggest issue that they have in removing just the low trash and just finishing up the sod in the areas that need it. That's pretty much all they have left to do.
And you think they can do that within 30 days?
Yes, sir.
All right, in case CE 25104-155, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of listed code sections considering the landscaping and missing sod. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property in compliance or fine of $100 per day may issue.
Number 18, case number CE 25104-199, 1464 13th Street.
Good morning again. Code Officer KT Weaver with the City of West Palm Beach. While patrolling in my zone, I observed several violations at 1464 13th Street. I took photos of the violations, which accurately and truthfully depict the violations observed. I initiated my investigation on October the 15th of 2025, citing multiple violations. Some have been complied. The remaining violations are 94-442-E, landscaping of swell and parkways, 94-71-C, outdoor storage, and 94-446-2-E, edging. The notice of violation was posted at the property and City Hall on October the 17th of 2025. The affidavit of posting was completed on October 17th of 2025 and a copy placed in the case file. Certified and regular mail was sent to the mailing address listed on PAPA on October the 27th of 2025. Certified mail was returned. I revisited the property on November the 17th of 2025 and observed the property still in violation of all the violations previously listed. Reinspection photos were taken showing the remaining violations. They were uploaded to the case file. I have spoken to the property owner who is requesting more time to comply the remaining violations. The city is requesting an additional 30 days to gain compliance or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you, ma'am. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony into evidence.
Without objection, so admitted. So tell me about the landscaping.
In the swell area, originally there was some pavers and different things in the swell. They have been removed, so sod has to be, has the sod or approved planted in those areas where there's nothing.
So they need proper ground cover there?
Yes, that right there is a picture.
The outdoor storage, was it that table that I was looking at before?
That and some buckets and some miscellaneous stuff there that needs to be removed.
Okay. And the edging, is it not trimmed back from the sidewalk?
Alongside the roadway, just where it starts growing onto the street and the sidewalk just needs to be finished, completed. Some things were done, but like I said, it just needs to be complete.
Okay. And you believe 30 days is a reasonable amount of time for him to get this done?
Yes.
All right, in case CE 25104-199, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of listed code section signed out by reference to testimony of the code officer as to the nature of those violations. Respondent has 30 days to come to compliance or a fine of $100 per day may issue.
Thank you.
Number 20, case number CE 250-94131, 1807 37th Street, complied. Number 22, case number CE 25094-129, 1907 37th Street.
Good morning, Kishana Watson Foster, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. 1907 37th Street was issued a courtesy on September 24, 2025, and then they were officially cited on October 16th of 2025. They were cited for multiple violations. At this time, only sections 22-441, rental license, they have no rental license on file, and 22-32-A, certificate of use, which goes with the rental license, is outstanding. Service was accomplished by both regular and certified mail sent on October 20th, 2025. Certified was delivered and signed for on October 24, 2025. In addition, both the property and City Hall was posted on October 28th of 2025. So photographs were taken during both my initial and follow-up visit. These photographs accurately and truthfully depict the violations as I have observed them. I have been in contact with the property owner. Therefore, at this time, the city is asking for 15 days to comply or a fine of $100 per day.
Thank you, ma'am. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and evidence including the photos and testimony into evidence.
Without objection, so admitted. Officer, did you say you had or had not spoken with the?
I have.
You have, and they indicated that 15 days was enough time for them to get their rental license?
Well, she didn't state she wanted to do it. Basically, she was stating she's not trying to do it. So I did get the water bill to verify that she was renting the property because she's trying to say, and I said, as well, I told her to fill out the affidavit. She did not want to.
But she is renting the property.
Yes, she is.
Is there a renter on the property now?
Yes.
Well, just in an abundance of caution, I mean, I guess everything else is done, right? The vehicles have been moved, the
That is
outdoor
correct.
storage is gone, they're not parking on the grass
Correct.
anymore? Okay. Let's give her 30 days, because sometimes just getting the inspection can take some scheduling. All right, case CE 25094-129, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 22441 and 2232A, which is a rental license and certificate of use for the rental property. Respondent has 30 days to come into compliance or fine of $100 per day. May I issue?
Number 24, case number CE 25094-132, 1906 37th Street, complied. Number 25, case number CE 25094-070, 4303 West Terrace Drive.
Kishana Watson Foster, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm. 4303 West Terrace Drive was cited on September 11, 2025 for multiple violations. At this time, the remaining ones are 74-34-A-1-8, trash can in public view, 94-71-C, outdoor storage. They still have plastic containers and all kinds of different things, items outside. 18-106.G, paint. Their facial board needs painting as well as a property have discoloration. 18-103-B, condition of structures. There need to be some repair on the outside of the structure. 18-106-L, landscape requirements. They are missing side as they were parking on unpaved area. And 94-482-A, parking requirement. They're parking on the grass still. Service was accomplished by both regular and certified mail sent on September 11, 2025. Certified mail was delivered and signed for on September 17, 2025. In addition, both the property and City Hall was posted on September 11, 2025. Photographs were taken during my initial and follow-up visit. These photographs accurately and truthfully depict the violations as I have observed them. I have not been in contact with the property owner. At this time, the city is requesting 30 days to comply, if not a fine of $100 per day.
Thank you, ma'am. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony into evidence.
Without objection, so admitted. So of that long list, the only ones they've actually complied with are the excessive growth and the numbers?
That is correct.
Okay. You know, when you started, it felt like they had done more. Still the outdoor storage, still the structural and landscaping issues,
That's correct.
and they're still parking on the grass, huh?
As of, yes, yes.
And they didn't even move the trash can, huh?
Nothing.
And the property still needs paint?
Correct.
Where does it need paint? Because I didn't see that in the photo.
So the facial board, if you look over the driveway area, it's still in just the board area, you could see it, and there's also other areas on the property where it's discolored.
All right. And you said 30 days?
That's correct.
Is that enough time to do all these things?
Correct. They're not a lot of things. It's just
It's a
simple
lot of things, but they're not heavy things.
They're simple things.
And you said $100 per day?
That is correct.
All right, in case CE 2509470, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 9471C, 18103B, 18106L, 9442A, 7434A1H, and 18106G. I adopt by reference the testimony of the code officer as to the nature of those violations. I hereby give the respondent 30 days to come into compliance or fine of $100 per day may issue.
Number 26, case number CE 2509497, 953 43rd Street.
Kishana Watson Foster, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. 952 43rd Street was cited on September 9th, 2025 for multiple violations. At this time, the only remaining section that is not in compliance is section 18-106-L, landscape requirement, as the property is still missing sod. Service was accomplished by both regular and certified mail sent on September 17, 2025. Certified mail was delivered and signed for on September 22nd, 2025. In addition, both the property and City Hall were posted on September 16, 2025. Photographs were taken during both my initial and follow-up visit. The photograph accurately and truthfully depict the violations as I have observed them. I have been in contact with the property owner. I did let her know that I'll be requesting 30 days. Therefore, the city is asking for 30 days to comply or a fine of $100 per day.
Thank you, ma'am. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony and evidence.
Without objection, so admitted. So just the landscaping, huh?
That is correct.
And what is that, just for the missing sod?
Missing sod.
And you said 30 days or 100?
That is correct.
And you think that's a reasonable amount of time here?
Yes, I do.
All right, case CE 250949097, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I found the property in violation of 18106L, the missing sod and the landscaping. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property in compliance or a fine of $100 per day may issue.
Number 27, case number CE 251042228, 6719 Hannes Court Cove, complied. Number 28, case number CE 250941126, 942 43rd Street.
Kishana Watson Foster, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. 942nd 43rd Street was cited on September 23rd, 2025 for multiple violations. The only remaining violation at this time is section 18-106-L, landscape requirement, missing sod. Service was accomplished by both regular and certified mail sent on October 10th, 2025. Certified mail was delivered and signed for on October 20th, 2025. In addition, both the property and City Hall were posted on September 24th of 2025. Photographs were taken during both my initial and follow-up visits. These photographs accurately and truthfully depict the violations as I've observed them. I have not been in contact with the property owner. At this time, the city is requesting 30 days to comply or a fine of $100 per day.
Thank you, ma'am. Special Magistrate, the city would like to enter the case file, including the photos and testimony into evidence.
Without objection, so admitted. So where they, oh, okay, I guess I can see it. Near the driveway, right?
Driveway area on the other side too.
Okay. All right, in CE 250941126, I make the following findings of fact on law. I find notice is sufficient. I found the property in violation of 18106L, specifically the landscaping is missing sod. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property in compliance or fine of $100 per day may issue.
Thank you.
I think that's it until the police cases, right? All right, so we're going to take a 10-minute recess, actually a 9-minute recess now, to 10:30. All right, I'm going to call us back into order. This is the special magistrate for the city of West Palm Beach. This is the police case, other matters. Cases are going to be called in the order in which they appear on the agenda. When you hear your case called, go ahead and proceed to the podium on my right-hand side. The city will put its testimony and evidence on first, and then you'll have an opportunity to review any of the testimony, any of the documents, and ask questions of any of the witnesses, and then present your own testimony and evidence, and then it will make a decision. This is a quasi-judicial hearing, which means the formal rules of evidence do not apply here. However, all testimony is taken under oath under penalty of perjury. So if you're going to testify today, or you think you might testify, or there's a possibility you might testify, I'd ask that you rise and raise your right hand so that I can swear you in. Anyone that's going to talk?
I'm not sure if we are, but sure.
If you're not sure, go ahead and stand up, just to save us time. All right. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Florida? Yes. All right. You can be seated. Thank you. Sorry about that. No worries. All right.
Number 7, case number PD 251000458, 2161 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard.
Which number did we call?
Number 7.
Number 7. PD 251000456, right?
Yeah.
Should be 456, 454, 457, and 455. They're all intertwined there.
They're all the same?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to present them all at the same time? Does the
I
city
can
want to do
present
that?
them all and speed us up if you would like.
Is that all right with the city? Yeah, okay, go ahead.
All right, sir. So the first report incident would be on October 3rd. Basically, we got information through social media that certain promoters identified as either Ghost or, I forget, let's try to find the other name of the other one. However, Ghosted Events were holding an event at Tacos El Cabon, using that as the property address is 2161. The event included numerous, what they call aftermarket car show, like an impromptu car show where it would utilize the entire back parking area, which is 4 stories high at the back of the property. The event was unregulated, unpermitted. As many as 100 cars would show up at that event, causing numerous traffic issues, loud music complaints, traffic violations. They were having burnouts in the back, meaning spinning the tires on the roadway. And actually, later on, we determined there was some damage caused to the roadway, which is on city property in the alleyway, from the burnouts, where they actually burned through the asphalt, causing a divot in the road, which would be a bump, which makes it annoying for everyone.
That can't be easy to do.
It was probably expensive for that person's tires. But anyway, so we moved on. We documented it. We tried to make contact with the owner of the property, which is Raymond Office Plaza, LLC. At the time, we spoke to correct me if I'm wrong, Pam, it was a secretary, right? Kathy? Kelly, sorry. Yes. We spoke to a secretary who at the time gave us incorrect information about the property owners, that they were aware of it. It was no big deal. So at that point, we began documenting the case and presented it to the city to violate them for holding events without applying for special permits as required in Chapter 78 of our city ordinance code.
I assume because this is brought in 4 different cases, these are 4 different instances of this?
It was 2 different incidents with 4 different, how they broke it up to 4, I'm not really sure. Probably because of the different, one was the special events permitted. Actually, they were all special events.
2 different dates with 2 different respondents, is that it?
Oh, 2 for the owner, 2 for the event promoter.
All right, so this happened twice?
Yes, sir. Well, it's happened a lot more, but these are the 2
But these are the 2 that you cited. And what were the
Correct,
dates
yes,
that you cited? October 3rd, and what was the other one?
The other one was on 10/18. Now, this one was a little more intense. Basically, we got notified they were holding an event through social media, once again promoted by Ghost Promotions. But however, on this time, I made contact with the Tacos El Cabon owner, as well as the event manager, Mr. Angel Aguirre and Mr. Xavier Shimura. We discussed the rules and city ordinances, which they seemed to be unaware of, which was fine. I educated them. I let them know, hey, okay, this is what the rules are. We were going to try to let the event go on, even though just because at that point I think we had 100 cars there already. Yes. It was pretty extensive. But we let everybody know, listen, as long as you maintain control, keep everything whatever, we'll let it go this time, but we're going to move forward. It probably wasn't even 30 minutes before the younger group had showed up. per se, and they began revving engines, establishing literally walls of speakers bigger than me on the top floor and presenting music and alcohol and narcotics, everything to the point that it was heard over a mile away. The music was.
Goodness.
We have several residents right there in the area, as well as a nursing home right across the street. So obviously the event was shut down. That process took about 45 minutes. I will say though that Mr. Aguirre and his crew was very cooperative. And once we got a hold of Ms. Pam, she was unaware. And since they have taken all the necessary steps to prevent this type of stuff happening again, and we haven't had an incident since. There was an impromptu one, but they were unaware of it. Had to do with rain or something like that. But the property owners they also issued a letter to us enforcing trespassing now, should people do this again. So they have fully cooperated with us and been very responsive since that time.
What is the city asking me to do?
City would ask for a one-time fine of $250 for the first offense and a one-time fine of $500 for the second offense, repeat offense.
All right, can you gentlemen tell me your names, please? I'm sorry, officer, did you have anything else you wanted to tell me?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Your Honor, my name is Xavier Chamorro.
And my name is Victor Gonzalez.
Can you spell your last names for me?
Yes, Chamorro, C-H-A-M-O-R-R-O.
And my last name is Gonzalez, G-O-N-Z-A-L-E-Z.
And Mr. Chamorro, Mr. Gonzalez, can you tell me your positions with the respondents here?
Yes, sir. Actually, the first incident that we have on file, we didn't approve anything. These kids actually...
I'm sorry, but before you get into it, can you just tell me your position with are you with the Tacos El Carbonar? Are you with the property owner?
Tacos El Carbon Management.
Okay, so you're part of the management of the Tacos El Carbon Bar and Grill. And Mr. Gonzalez?
I'm the owner.
You're the owner of Tacos? Okay. Okay, go ahead.
So the first incident that we have on file, we didn't promote, we didn't give any permission, and actually I informed the officer who was around the area that these kids were in the back. The second incident, we did talk to a promoter. What we try to promote is, family events and to bring some people to the restaurant, of course, and consume some food. But we didn't, I didn't know the law, so the officer informed me the whole information, and I told him, if you want to shut down, it's fine. And that's what happened. After like 40 minutes, we have to shut down because they're being a little loud. But
to clarify, if you don't mind me, I clarify for you. He is correct. They were utilizing his business and address without permission or conjunction. All the prior events, only the 18th did he join forces with them to try to hold an event to bring business to the restaurant and to the establishment. But all the ones prior were just this ghosted event promotions. It was like a social media following group type pop-up.
Also, I wanted to ask about clarity for that, because we do have these random car groups that show up to the parking, and moving forward, I don't want to get the building any violations, and I don't want to have any violations myself. They show up unannounced, and we just want to know what's the correct way to handle stuff like this so that we're not getting in any type of trouble with the city or with law enforcement.
Yeah, they've already done that. They've did a written trespass enforcement affidavit, so we have the authority to do it now from this point. Like I said, since this incident, they've been nothing but cooperative.
And after a week after this event, 2 weeks after the shutdown, actually I got a call, the officers, because another kids were in the back of the building smoking and drinking. And as soon as I called them, they disappeared after like 10 minutes. And I called as it wasn't an emergency, but I need an officer in the property.
Yeah, I'm not unsympathetic to the notion that sometimes people will use your property for, their own things. So, under the law, you're sort of required to maintain your property, whether it's, overgrowing the bushes or not, right? Or if somebody drops trash on your property, you're still required to pick it up, right? You can't leave the trash on your property. If somebody's conducting an event on your property, the way the law works is that it's the owner or the lessee in this case, right, that's responsible for what's going on their property. And I assume that's why the city brought this, not because you're bad people, but it's your property and they have to bring it against the property owner and the lessee. It does sound like you're cooperating. I think, what was the city seeking here?
For the first offense, a one-time fine of $250, and for the second repeat offense, a one-time fine of $500.
Is the city seeking $250 per respondent, both, or $250 total to Tacos El Carbonar and the?
$250 total.
All right, so for math reasons, I'm going to say that's $125 to each of the first cases, and then $250 to each of the second cases. Does that make sense?
No, I'm sorry. What is it?
So if it's $250 total, it would be $125 to Tacos del Carbonar, and then it would be $125 to Raymond Office Plaza LLC. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. But before I do that, I'll let you have the last word on it.
I just wanted a little bit of clarification. The building is in violation because the cars came and parked in the back. We didn't have no knowledge of the first event at all. The parking lot, if you look at the building layout, the parking lot is in the back, and we don't see the cars that are back there. Like if you pull up a picture of our building, you'll be able to better understand what I'm saying. That area is more kind of hidden in a sense, and some of the car shows or car groups that show up, it's minimal 10 to 20 cars sometimes, and that's what my point is. We didn't have any type of recollection, knowledge at all that this was going on. The police officers came, spoke to us, let us know that there was something going on in the back. We immediately cooperated and told them we have nothing to do with this. I just want to know moving forward, I have to be monitoring my parking lot, my parking garage for any random cars, groups that show up, because I don't want to get the owner into any more violations moving forward.
I know, it's as unfair as it seems, because I feel your tension here, and I don't necessarily disagree with you. But to the extent that that's the area, that area is under your control, if someone's having an event in an area that's under your control, it's your responsibility. Like, I mean, if you don't think they should be there, if you think they're trespassing, then you got to call the cops.
Okay.
Just real quick, Your Honor, if you want to, and I'll show these guys to you.
Okay.
These are just some of the postings at social media, so you get an idea of how we came to this conclusion here. As you agree, these are some of the postings that they have online. And of course, they clearly outlining Tacos El Carbon, even though that was on the 20th, which was not even a day that we cited. But that was one of the days that we responded. So I will let them know so we can get a general idea of what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So basically, these are the postings that they find online, and as you see, they utilize the business name and whatnot. Now, whether they had the business permission or not, that is common to those groups. They do it a lot. They just show up at like El Dorado Furniture, or they just show up in these big empty parking lots and just kind of take over. And these are some of the damages that we talked about. They actually park.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And if, just as, because I suspect this is not, something that happens to you a lot, or these kinds of cases are brought, the fines the city is seeking here are actually considerably lower than the city could seek. They could seek thousands if they wanted to.
Okay.
So it's essentially I don't want to put words in the city's mouth here, but essentially by seeking these sort of smaller fines, they're essentially just establishing that, you got to prevent this from happening again. They're not being punitive here. Believe me when I tell you, they could be a lot more punitive than they're being.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
With respect. All right, so in this case, for the first violations to both the respondent and both respondents, a fine of $125, and for the second one, a fine of $250, payable within 60 days.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, and hopefully you guys, look, officer seems very, very willing to help you. If you see this stuff happening, let them know and see what they can do to help you to prevent this from happening again.
And he was correct. He did call the incident, was it 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
And we responded and took care of it. So they are moving forward. Everything's been great.
Sounds like a
Thank
plan.
you.
All right,
And
good
through
luck.
social media, they've all said to go to Lake Worth now.
Thank you.
So.
Thank you much.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll keep them out of West Palm.
Just for clarification, this 4 cases.
Yeah. So the first one for each one is $125, and the second one for each respondent is $250. Does that make sense?
The first 2 cases are 125, and the second 2 cases.
Okay, so they were each cited separately? Is that what?
Yeah, they cited each of the
Okay,
respondents.
sorry, okay, sorry.
I know, it was a little confusing to me on the initial look, too.
Your Honor,
The property manager.
I'm the owner, I'm not a...
He wants to say.
I want to explain. We shouldn't have to pay anything. These people came from anywhere. Palm Beach Lakes has to fence off all their property, even the bank, from the bums drinking and eating on the property. I had to shut off the water in my property because they bring a hose and take a bath. I have no control. Wherever they were having a car event, they came to my building because it was raining. Why should my building, as hard as we work, to pay $750 when we have no control over it? Go look at the bank. They fenced off the drive-through area because they can't control the bumps coming from Salvation Army or from 95. Why don't the police do something about the people on the 95 that go up and down my alleyway doing drugs all day long and using my property and shitting on my property and peeing on my property? It's not my problem. I can't control my building at night that 20 or 30 cars want to come there when we haven't done anything. You're asking for too much. That whole street is awful. Let the cops do something about their job on Palm Beach Lakes and we wouldn't have a problem. You can't use water outside my building. You can't use electric outside of my building because of what's going on Palm Beach Lakes and I-95. I don't have a problem getting a little fine.
Sir, hold on
but
one
we
second.
haven't done anything
Hold on.
any fine.
I let you speak.
What, sir?
Just hold on a second. I let you speak.
I can't
All right.
hear you.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me better now?
I got a hearing in this morning and it's still not
All
helping.
right. I sense your frustration. I understand it. I appreciate it. I'm a code enforcement special magistrate.
What, sir?
I'm a code enforcement special magistrate. I have a very limited role. My role is simply to see if there's a violation occurring on a property and if there's a violation to try and remedy it.
Can't control that violation.
I appreciate that. Fundamentally, the way code enforcement works, I know this is not going to be a satisfying answer for you, but I'm just going to give you the honest one. The way code enforcement essentially works is that to the degree possible, a person is charged with controlling the activities that occur on their property. I understand your frustration. I understand all of these things that you're telling me. There's not much I can do about it other than to direct you to the officer. If you think that things are going on in your property that you're having ability to control, that are trespassing or that are illegal, you have to go to the police.
So what are you charging my building for people coming there illegally?
There was an event held on your property.
What, sir?
There was an event held on your property.
No, we're talking, his event?
Yeah.
We're good, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
What's he
Thank you very much.
All right, let's take a, when is we scheduled? 11:30? All right, we'll adjourn till 11:30. Right, I hereby call us back into order. This is the special magistrate for the city of West Palm Beach. This is our other matters agenda. Cases are going to be heard in the order in which they appear on the agenda. When you hear your case called, go ahead and proceed to the podium on my right-hand side. The city will introduce the case, and then you'll have an opportunity to ask me for whatever remedy it is that you're seeking. In most cases, these are fine reduction hearings, so you can ask me specifically for what you're asking me to do, and then I will make a ruling. This is a quasi-judicial hearing, which means the formal rules of evidence do not apply here. However, all testimony is taken under oath under penalty of perjury. So if you were going to testify today, or you think you're going to testify, or there's a possibility that you're going to testify, I'd ask that you raise your right hand and rise so that I can swear you in. Anyone that's going to talk, stand up, raise your right hand so I can swear you in. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Florida?
Do.
All right. Please be seated. The city can call their first case.
Number 33, CE 240722236, 709 56th Street.
Christian. Hi, Mark Joyce, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. Okay, for 709 56th Street, CE 240722236, the property was cited for an inoperable vehicle, outdoor storage, and trash and debris. It was ordered on 10/2/24 to comply by 11/1/24. Fine started on 11/2/24. It was a $150 a day fine. It complied on 11/18/24 for a total of 16 days, and the fine is $2,400. I've reached an agreement with the owner prior to this meeting, prior to this hearing, to reduce the fine to $360, payable within 60 days.
Which number is this one?
Number 33.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Christian Concepcion.
And your relation to the owner, Boss F Land Trust?
I'm the manager.
You're the owner?
No, the manager.
Manager?
Yes.
Okay. The city is representing to me that you've agreed to an agreed fine of $360 payable, what did you say, 60 days?
Yes.
Is that your understanding as well?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. In case CE 240722236, I reduce the fine to $360 payable within 60 days. If it's not paid within that time, it returns to the original amount. Thank you, sir. Sir? We're swift here.
Number 31, case number CE 15061116, 2015 Parker Avenue.
Hi, Mark Joyce. Okay, so for CE 15061116, 2015 Parker Avenue, the property was cited for work without permits. It was a rear storage addition that was done without permits. It was ordered on 10/7/15 to comply by 11/21/15. Fine started on 11/23/15. It was a $100 a day fine. Ran for 86 days. Current fine was $8,600. The comply day was 2/17/2016. I reached attorney with the property owner's attorney, Mr. Pierre St. Jean, to reduce the fine to $1,290 payable within 60 days.
Say 1,290?
Yes.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Pierre St. Jean.
Mr. St. James, what is your position with the United Haitian?
Counsel for the church.
You're the counsel?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. The city is representing that you would agreed on to a reduced fine of $1,290 payable within 60 days. Is that your understanding as well, sir?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. In case CE 15061116, I hereby reduce the fine from $8,600 to $1,290 payable within 60 days. If it's not paid within that term, it returns to the original amount. Thank you, sir.
Number 29, case number CE 100A0230, 4411 Lake Lucerne Circle.
Okay, for 4411 Lake Lucerne Circle, CE 100800230. The property was cited for a rental license and certificate of use. It was ordered on 11/17/2010 to comply by 12/20/2010. The fine started on 12/21/2010. It was $100 a day, ran for 553 days for a current fine of $55,300. It complied on 6/26/2012. I reached an agreement with the property owner, Kevin Yanalis, I believe. I don't have the name here right here, but we agreed to $5,530 payable within 60 days.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Kevin Yanilovich.
Yanilovich, did I say it right?
Yeah.
Close?
Pretty
Yanilovich?
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine you get your name mispronounced a lot, right?
Yeah, no, since the beginning of time.
Mr. Yanilovich, the city has represented to me that you've reached an agreement to reduce the fine from $55,300 to $5,000.
Yes, sir.
$3, is that it? $5,030?
Yeah, $5,530.
$530, yeah. Payable within 60 days. Is that your understanding as well, sir?
Correct.
Okay. In case CE 100800230, I reduce the fine from $55,300 to $5,530 payable within 60 days. If it's not paid within 60 days, it does return to the original amount. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Number 36, case number CE 17010542, 1127 9th Street.
Okay, 1127 9th Street, CE 170100542. The property was originally cited for replace or repair all rotten wood and fence, paint the building, replace all missing windows, trash can in view of the public, and remove all boards off the building. The property was, it was ordered on, the owner was ordered on 4/19/2017 to comply by 7/18/2017. The fine started on 7/19/2017. It was $100 a day, ran for 1,122 days. Current fine is $112,200. Reached an agreement with the property owner to reduce the lien to $11,220 payable within 60 days.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name, please?
Eric Salama.
You say your last name one more time?
S-A-L-A-M-A. Salama.
Salam. Mr. Salam, what's your relationship to the owner, Brenda Marshall?
Oh, I own the company.
Okay. The city is representing that you've agreed to a reduction of fine from $112,200 to $11,200 payable within 60 days. Is that your understanding as well, sir?
Yes, sir.
In case CE 170100542, I reduce the fine from $112,200 to $11,200 payable within 60 days. If it's not paid within that 60 days, it does return to the original amount.
Is it 200 or 220? I wrote 220.
The 220?
Just because I wrote it on the order already.
$11,220.
220, okay, correctional, $11,220. Sorry, that was my bad.
Oh, he's got two more. If you want to, okay.
You're here for the duration, huh?
Yeah.
Number 34, case number CE 100500056, 517 19th Street.
Okay, CE 100500056, 517 19th Street. Property was cited for the rear structure being open and unsecured and overgrowth and debris. It was ordered on 6/16 of 2010 to comply by 7/26 of 2010. Fine started the following day. It was a $100 a day fine. It ran for 3,690 days. The total fine is $369,000. I reached an agreement with the owner to reduce the fine to $36,900 payable within 60 days.
Mr. Salon, the city is representing to me that that you've reached an agreement to reduce this from $369,000 to $36,900 payable within 60 days. Is that your understanding as well?
Yes, sir.
All right, in case CE 100500056, or reduce the fine from $369,000 to $36,900 payable within 60 days. If it's not paid within that 60 days, it does return to the original amount.
Thank you.
Got one more.
Number 32, case number CE 180400103, 728 22nd Street.
Okay, CE 180400103, 728 22nd Street. The property was originally cited for excessive overgrowth, clean and sanitary conditions, repair of the fence, and failure to comply. It was ordered on 5/2 of 18 to comply by 5/14/2018. Fine started on 5/14 of 2018. It was a $100 a day fine. Comply date was 9/1 of 2020. Ran for 841 days. Total fine $84,100. Reached an agreement with the owner to reduce the fine to $8,410.
60 days.
60 days, yeah.
Mr. Salon, the city is representing that you've reached an agreement to reduce the fine from $84,100 to $8,410 payable within 60 days. Is that your understanding as well, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. In case CE 180400103, or reduce the fine from $84,100 to $8,410 payable within 60 days.
Thank you.
Number 35, case number CE 21080056, 2017 Beautiful Avenue.
Okay, 2017 Beautiful Avenue, CE 21080056. The property was originally cited for a rental license, certificate of use, outdoor storage, and overgrowth. It was ordered on 10/6 of 21 to comply by 11/5 of 21. Fine started on 11/8 of 21. It was a $200 a day fine. Ran for 490 days. Current fine is $98,000. The comply date was 3/13 of 23. In this case, so the total lien is $98,000. In this case, the owner, the current owner, purchased the property and demolished the entire structure, so we're reducing the lien down to $5,000.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Jules Franco.
Mr. Franco, you're the current owner of the property?
I'm the registered agent for the LLC that owns the property, yes.
That will do. The city is telling me that that you've reached an agreement to reduce the fine from $98,000 to $5,000. Is that your understanding as well, sir?
That's correct.
All right, in case CE 21080056, or reduce the fine from $98,000 to $5,000 payable within 60 days. If it's not paid within those 60 days, it does return to the original amount.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that it?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 30, Case number C250940633111 45th Street, number 14, rescheduled.
That's all I have, right? Okay. The agenda being complete and no further business before us, we are hereby adjourned.